Would you rather lose money to the markets, meaning the real estate market or the stock market, or would you rather lose money to the bank? Think on that for a second and then put your answer in the comments. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom. I make real estate videos about the Canadian real estate market, but a specific focus on the city of Toronto. And we're going through a bit of a real estate hangover right now. We were partying hard for the last 2 years. And now we've finally woken up the next morning and it's not feeling so great. And on the Tom Storey Show, which is a new podcast, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you should check out in the link in the description, my co-host Steve Karish said this.
Hangovers are because there's only so much fun in a day, and you've taken some of that fun from tomorrow, or when you're over 40 from 2 days from now, you're going to feel the hurt the next day, right? It's because that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to take some of the fun. We've stolen some of the fun from future market of this year and next year, probably.
By the way, if you want to check out that full episode, it's up now, and we have a new episode coming out each and every Sunday. And when Steve said that, obviously I laughed. I thought it was a good analogy, but then I thought like, hey, that's kind of true. Has the last 2 years of craziness stolen future growth away because we've been having too much fun in terms of price acceleration from the next few years of real estate? And we're going to look over that right now. But just before I get to that, if you could like this video, I would really appreciate that. And also, if you haven't subscribed, join our growing community. We are almost at 6,000 people, which is so cool. And lastly, if you're looking to buy or sell in the Toronto real estate market, you can go into the first link in the description and book a buyer call, a seller call, or a discovery call with our team. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to cover in this video is just where the market's actually at today and tell you some real life stories of what's happening, because you can read all the news headlines that you want, but ground level experience kind of gives a bit more perspective to it. Okay, so two different stories, one on the selling side, one on the buying side. And obviously I'm leaving exact neighborhoods, prices, and names out of this for privacy. So there was a house listed in Toronto, okay? It got 4 offers on it. This is a real thing that happened about a month and a half ago. The seller decided that they did not want any of those 4 offers. So they took it off the market and they relisted at a new price. They got another offer, but it was even lower than the first 4 offers. Now, this person waited and just thought, hey, if I wait longer, I'll get my price. What ended up happening, this house sold last week. It sold for over $200,000 less than the top offer they had received a month and a half ago before rates kept going up. Now, their situation may have been that they really needed to sell, but there's a lot of sellers still on the market right now starting to sweat because maybe they bought a property already and they needed to sell. So that person could have taken an offer a month and a half, 2 months ago for $200,000 more than they got today, but they had to sell and they took an offer way under what they ever thought they would have taken. It's the reality of where we're at in today's market. Now, on the flip side, that's obviously a sad story. I don't want to be in that person's position. I honestly feel really bad for them. I wish that they had taken the first offer they received. But on the flip side, there are buyers. Now, there was a house in the east end of Toronto that all day long, even in March, early April, should have sold for $1.3 million or more. Now, sellers, same situation on this property. They had bought something and they needed to sell. We had buyers that bought this property $150,000 less than it ever should have sold for. And we honestly were surprised that the seller accepted our offer. So if you want to buy AAA quality real estate at a discount, which was another comment made by Emma Pace on our last podcast, the opportunity is now. There are opportunities right now that will not come back probably into next year for AAA top quality real estate. And the second thing I want to touch on in this video is our current inventory. And that's going to be another thing that plays into where prices go here or when prices actually stop decreasing. Now, I've made it clear in my other videos, I think prices will continue to fall at least for the next few months. And then maybe after September, they level off a bit, at least in my market in Toronto. Obviously, every micro market is slightly different. But inventory, we are keeping a very, very close eye on. So we are already getting close to a balanced market. It's already happened in some areas. But the simple math is this. There's pretty much 3.5 months of inventory for most pockets of the city right now, meaning 1 out of every 3.5 property that lists is actually selling in that first 30 days. So if you're a seller thinking, all right, I want to go to the market in the next little bit, the question you have to ask yourself is, if only 1 in every 4 properties is selling, what do you have to do to get in that 25%? Now, on the flip side, if you're a buyer and you know the market that you're looking to buy in, only 25% of the properties are selling every single month, I would be patient. I would put pen to paper and make offers on things that maybe you don't think they're going to take the price, but see how they react, because you never know what their actual situation is. The third thing I want to share is the 40-year chart. Okay, so we started this video with the idea that we're in a bit of a hangover right now. We're partying too hard. It's hurting right now. We're taking our Advil. We're putting on our sunglasses. So let's look at what the last 40 years looked like in the city of Toronto. Okay, so this is basically the last 40 years. It hasn't been fully updated for all of 2021, but this number would be all the way up here now. Now, the way I look at this is the last time we had a really bad real estate hangover was the late 80s, and look at this, and it took 10 years to get back to those numbers. Now, this down here, this line is 0% growth. We had almost 40% growth. Then we saw 2008 having zero growth. We had growth from these years. We dropped down in 2017. And then this went all the way up, because the 40-year average in the city of Toronto is just over about 6.5% a year in appreciation, in terms of values going up every single year through the good years and the bad years. But the last 5 years, we've seen over 10%. So how much growth have we stolen from the future? That I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out. But in my opinion, there's just no way that prices go up from today until mortgage rates either stabilize or start going down again. And who knows when that's going to happen. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Tom, and remember, home is where your story begins.